Everybody, it's your Ghost and Stacks here with another video on the resilient Jenkins, because Stephanie went live and she said a lot of crazy stuff in this live. Stephanie went and brought up the custody battle between Desiree and Drew and her.
I keep cussing and I don't want to do that. I feel like I've been silenced before I could even speak, and it is defeating. And I know that that benefits other people, because if I really was able to just keep speaking on everything I know, y'all have donated so much money to the individual that you support. Enough money that Deshaun should have his own bed. He shouldn't have a shared bed. He should have his own clothes there. He should have his own devices to game on, that he doesn't have to wait for his brother who gets all of the electronic time. Deshaun is over there feeling as though he's outcasted the minute he gets there. And I speak on these things because I care for him. I care for him. I don't care if somebody tells me that I'm in the wrong. You're not supposed to be speaking on this. Nobody's speaking about what he's actually saying. Nobody is actually letting him use a voice. And I care for him. I told him not to his face. I don't care if it ended up being that I was in trouble with the fucking law, because I
saw up how Desiree's money and stuff like that, like everybody that raised money for the GoFundMe, that it's not allegedly going to Deshaun. He's saying that Deshaun doesn't have a bed, right? So Desiree got all this money, but Deshaun has to allegedly share a bed with his brother. Then she went on to say that he doesn't have his own clothes at his mother's house, at Desiree's house, and that he doesn't get to play game consoles, okay? That's not that important. Him not being able to play a video game is not a necessity. Stephanie has a habit of doing is going and diagnosing her kids without a doctor, right? Because she thinks that a piece of paper, anybody can read it, anybody can go ahead and give a diagnosis, right? She's not a medical professional, so she went and diagnosed her own son with autism, all right? According to her, he's on the spectrum. Never seen a doctor, but she doesn't want to tell us. Now she's saying that Deshaun has FAS. He was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
The fact that like Deshaun has some struggles that are could be associated with FAS. And like I stand on that, because you all want to be like, well, you insinuated this, and like I stand on my own fucking words. Okay, if I said something myself, you're not gonna come back at me and make me feel like I know what I said. Okay. And I still stand on that, because I know the struggles he deals with. I know when I first met the child, he could barely hold a fork and spoon correct. He couldn't draw. He couldn't walk without one of his legs was, I don't remember what it's called. Is it called a stent? Where you walk with a little bit of a limp. And his speech was, he did mention that. I've helped him with his speech tremendously, because I sat there and we just talked. Me and Deshaun talk all the time.
Now she's diagnosing Deshaun with something, right? He hasn't seen a doctor. Mind you, according to her, he couldn't walk. He was walking with a limp. And then she also said that he wasn't talking. With a limp is not part of fetal alcohol syndrome. We show you the definition of what Munchausen syndrome is. You guys know Gypsy Rose and what happened with her mom and all that, and what her mother had and what she put her through. Yeah. Stephanie appears to show signs of that, because she's going and she's diagnosing these children without them seeing a doctor. Her husband, her legal husband, who's behind bars, for those of you that may not know, he is a predator, long history, and he's doing life in prison. It is that serious. I spoke about him several times in my other videos. But anyway, Mr. Thompson, Stephanie Thompson's husband, who is behind bars, she went and she brought him up, and she basically said more lies. She said that she didn't know that he had a record, okay, when she met him.
Who you're dating and like what you're getting yourself into before the age 18, and you didn't have to marry some crazy effer to find that stuff out. That's awesome that you actually lack that much knowledge, because that means you've never had to go through it. And I love that for you. I actually genuinely love that you're so naive to what I've been through, because you've never had to do it. And that's okay, because people who get like marrying someone who says they're one thing, and then all of a sudden you get to find out all these crazy things about them. I didn't know who I married is a fucking thing. You ever watch that stuff? Now, I knew of one charge. I knew of one thing that he had mentioned to me. And actually, I never really looked up his record myself when I was I definitely should have, but I'm telling you, the lack of parenting that I had, and not even lack of parenting, the messed up part of parenting that I had, didn't teach me anything.
And he wrote a statement and said, listen, she went with me to my court dates. So how did she not know that I was facing these charges and I didn't have a history? So Stephanie, stop lying. You're lying once again. You're lying. They're still in the shelter. And you know what? She tries her hardest.
That every move that I make every fucking day is for my children and trying to make their life better. And I know that about myself. And I don't care if you don't see that about me.
Don't trust her. Okay.
On top of more excuses. Get off of TikTok. Comment below and let me know, what do you think